So I gave birth, of course, my birth. I had natural birth. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome my channel bums, welcoming you guys. All right, welcome. My name is Tasheena. If you're just coming across my video, welcome. Consider subscribing, like the video, share the video, and tell your friends and your family to come on over. All right, now a little intro for those who don't know me. I'm a trained teacher. Yes, I'm a trained teacher currently, or presently. If you would have watched the previous video, I gave birth to my baby boy, and thank God for that. Thank God. It was a journey and a half. So of course I've been kind of not, I wouldn't say MIA per se, but not as active. So I'm coming to give some updates. All right, I wouldn't have created a video like 24 hours after birth with newborn. So I want to tell you a little bit of how I'm adjusting to motherhood, what are some challenges and stuff like that I've experienced, what are the good moments, how I'm bonding with my little baby boy, and all that lovely stuff. Not going to make this video a long one. All right, make the video long. All right, so from time to time you'll hear me use standard English and of course my Jamaican dialect. For those who don't know, I'm Jamaican by nationality, so I'm talking patois, right? Once it's not English that you're able to understand, I'm talking patois. So I'm just gonna try to keep it straight. All right, so motherhood. So in my previous video, let me pause. If you have not yet seen that video, go ahead and consider watching it. All right, I will put it up here so you can see it, and put it in the description box and in the comment section as well, so you can watch my labor and deliver video. So I gave birth, of course, my birth. I had natural birth. So let's backtrack a little bit. All right, so I gave birth. Listen, birth was birthing. If it makes sense. It was a lot. Anybody go through this themselves would know that, pregnancy journey in a normal, and the contractions, the labor and delivery in a normal. So for me, after giving birth, right, I gave birth the Friday evening. Let me give you that story. I was able to get up. So after giving birth, as I said in my labor and delivery video, that lasted for roughly 20 minutes max, right? The delivery that I'm referring to, clean up everything. So I was able to get up with the assistance of the nurses, but I didn't need to rally too much on them or lean too much on them. The lights are coming on my glasses, but anyways, back to the story. So yeah, I was able to get up and walk, go in the wheelchair. The wheel me in my room. Of course, down there is gonna be very tender. I experienced that because, of course, when I am people, we are human, right? So that was the case. No, so fast forward. After that, leaving the hospital, I spent roughly just you'd say probably a day, from the evening to the morning to the I just say one day after I had birth. I would say that I spent there. My doctor worked with me never want to stay in no hospital for long. And let me not just say it's me as if it's just my credit. It's God. My baby was okay. So yes, it was not my doing, it was just the Almighty's doing, because guess what, He created our bodies the way they are. Can you imagine? It's so amazing. He's a mastermind. I tell you, He created our bodies to birth and to do this motherhood type of thing. Mark you, not all women body end up functioning in this way, and sadly so. But yeah, so up to it was all His doing, like I'm mentioning, baby was okay, I was okay, the baby pooed and peed. So like I mentioned in the labor and delivery video, we were able to go home, you know, because of course pediatricians are wanting to ensure that take place before leaving the hospital, and they do the, you know, the normal checks after the babies are delivered to ensure that they are okay. So we were able to go home. My first night with my baby, let me just say, even at the hospital, my baby did not latch a lot. I think he latched on. There were challenges with latching on. If I recall, probably one or twice he latched on, and he didn't suck for long, probably 5 if so long of a time to how short of a time he was. So it was a bit of a challenge. I heard that probably I should have, you know, extended my nipple. I rubbed it, but I guess I never rub it like how it's supposed to be done, you know. Who knows? I thought I was doing a good job of it, but I guess not. But something aside from that, because there are more reasons why a child don't latch on. So for all expert, I'm gonna say it's because your breast don't listen. It's not just the mother's fault. Sometimes the child don't want the breast, as well as sometimes they have a challenge doing that. And you know, you have different techniques, different old positions that will aid in that type of thing. But anyways, no more feel like my ramble. Anyways, so my first 24-hour did, it was, I don't want to say rough, but it was real. Why I say that? So first of all, like I said, there was latching issue. So experiencing my pregnancy, I was like, no, I don't want to put my baby on no formula. It's just gonna be breast milk, and then breast them fat and nice. So why not? Milk can. But the milk, it wasn't coming. So aside from that, I think it wasn't flowing as much at the time, and also it was not latching. So I think kind of made me feel a little mom guilt coming, say, you know, really don't want to give the formula, because you know, say preservative and that and additives and stuff, and the breast is really, you know, the best thing to give them. And ultimately I had wanted to breastfeed him instead of introducing him to formula, because I initially, in my mind of thinking and planning, I wanted my baby to be introduced at about 6 months of formula. But reality check, right? Everything not go as planned. That's the first thing. So I had to ensure that I get formula, and I had gotten a milk-based formula. Now, the history is that I am not lactose, but my partner is lactose intolerant. So, you know, but I don't really love milk. But yeah, so we worked with that. Eventually we had to change from that, because seemingly he's not tolerating milk, so we are now on soy. But the first 24 hours were intense, because you know, have to be up, remember, still tired from the labor and the delivery, and that would be myself and the baby. But what I loved about it is that he slept so long during this time, and it's like almost I having to wake him when it was every 2 hours or whatever interval it was, and I try to wake him, for that matter, because they say you need to try to wake them. So that was one thing. So the latching was a challenge. Yeah, formula, ended up having to get formula, and you know, he was sleeping, but I was still tired, so sleep deprived. The first week though, so we moved from the 24-hour now, so yeah, sleep deprived. The first week he would sleep a bit longer. If I recall, it was longer, because as my doctor did explain, the labor and delivery doesn't only affect the mother, it affects the fetus or the babies as well, because of course they're tired from all of that. So you know, I'm gonna rest up. I guess he was resting for the week 2 and 3, because you know, it started getting a bit realer, because he's now waking more frequently, demanding more food and stuff like that. So I have to be, you know, doing. It can be challenging when they get fussy, because what had happened to him tummy. So there were times when him tummy, I guess him start get grab, because he was introduced to the formula early. So tummy ache, those are the moments I don't like. Yeah, and in over a month now, I have gotten the hang of things in a sense, but you never really get the hang of things yet, because you still have to be sleep deprived, and new challenges will pop up. So um let me see, what's the most challenging. I think one of the things that um was real is that you have to be around, especially if they're very fussy. I'm not really broke pan and per se, but if they're being fussy, it makes it hard for you to do tasks that you would probably need to do, like go and bathe, so you have to try to maneuver that. So what I did, they would say sleep when the baby is asleep. That don't always work, because if you have things to do, and if your child is kind of fussy in a sense, you have to try to do things when they're asleep too. So a lot of my journey, I try to balance. I sleep when I could, and sometimes whenever my operate on lick sleep. Yeah, I had assistance though, but I didn't bother persons in the night, because I know say people got in bed at night time, and I kind of rough for wake up somebody else. So I was considerate of that. But during the day, of course, I just rally upon all of my support, but I try to manage at night. Not gonna say it did always easy. And there were times when I was like, okay, please be quiet, let me go sleep now. Just a little bit longer. Yeah, that type of vibe. So that's motherhood. It's a blessing. It's a wonderful blessing, because so many are trying and they can't, or it's not yet their time, and some of us, like myself, whenever really I try end up conceiving and carrying forth the child. So it's a real journey. Now fast forward to now, over a month. We still have challenges with the latching, and what I surmise is one of his biggest problem is that he's a bit impatient, and he fights with his hands, push away and kick. So he fights, and then you have times when he'll have the breast in his mouth and him finally latch, and him a move him head, and this is how he's going. The breast will be in his mouth, but he wants to do his own movement and stuff like that, not realizing that it's causing the breast to pull out of his mouth, and then to relatch no can be challenging. But safe to say, what I've realized is, although we're not doing it as often, but when we do that, which is at least once a day, and he's latched, it's longer than before. But one of his biggest challenge, like I was saying, is the flowing from the breast compared to a bottle. And because he's impatient and the bottle just and the breast probably takes a little bit more work on his part, I don't know, and it's probably not flowing as much, so that makes him a bit impatient, but he's pretty young just the same, and I'm still young at this. So as time progresses, we're gonna get the hang of it, and I'm pretty open. And even if he doesn't take the breast, I'm pretty open, because motherhood and children, it's what your child need. What works for one child won't necessarily work for your child. One of the best and the most important thing you can do is to learn your child and what worked for them. Yeah, so the generalized parenting, I don't subscribe to that. And that's not to say I won't be open to opinions, but best believe that your opinion is just that, your opinion. I am going to see what my child needs, and if your opinion fall into play where I need to act on it, then sure, because we're weathering the weather, right? And I don't know everything, I don't, but yeah, I'm loving the journey so far. It's challenging, as I say, some days you're sleep deprived, because either you have to wake up the time them the baby wake up in the morning. Like, I think when me used to go bathroom, Yeah, for pee pee at night time, because I'm that person. I don't just sleep right throughout. I pee several times, and I think in tops that the amount of time I'm gonna get up for pee pee. But it's the real journey. I'm loving it. You know, in spite of those days that I'm gonna be so overwhelmed and tired, it's a part of it, and it just makes me wonder, you know, how somebody have so many children. I mean, I'm not nobody, you know, your choice is yours, but I'm just telling you how it makes me feel, because it's a demanding, especially when they're this young. It's very demanding, and for somebody to go through this several times, especially in a case where evidently they don't have support. Like, you have to do this so much time with no support. I don't know how to do it, but what I'm just saying is that woman strong bad. Because if you do this without no help and you do it so many times, damn, crown to you. Anyways, so there you have it. What am I forgetting? He doesn't like to have the poo on him and stuff like that. But who like that still? Who really like that? And sometimes I realize, yeah, he's the most fussy when it's tummy achy and he's going to poo. So, you know, I kind of understand that having him on a little bit of routine and stuff like that. But aside from that, him eating food, he's growing healthy and strong. He's a sweet boy as ever, of course, because he tell me from my sweet mommy. All right, so I mean, I guess that's a mouthful of updates. So we have a 6-week clinic. Oh, you got some shots already. So we have 6-week clinic to go, and he's gonna get some more shots. Yeah. Oh, what was surprising though? Listen, when he got his first shot, I think that was the BCG one, he didn't cry for long, and that surprised me so much. Like, he was so mature about it. Like, he just, for the moment the needle was in, probably that was a discomfort, and then boom, finish after. You know, some people would be and scream and stuff. Not him. And I was grateful for that. It was almost as if I wanted to cry for him. But anyways, I think I'm rambling now. So there you have it. It's just some updates on my motherhood journey, a new mother, navigating all the challenges. Although I don't know I forget, but it won't feel as though I didn't say everything. But I'll add it if I recall what I left off. But there you have it. Talked about what it was like immediately after, some of the challenges that I faced, and you know what I find to work for me, and so forth. So thank you so much for watching. If you are a new mother as myself, remember to be patient with yourself, be patient with your child. You know, we're navigating a new journey, one we have never experienced before. If you're a new mother, and even for returning mothers, you know, every pregnancy and the parenting journey can be slightly different. All right, bless. See you in the next video.